Hello, loves. Welcome to Soul Path Love Messages. My name is Emily, and I'm so glad you're here. If you're new, welcome to the channel, and if you're a returning subscriber, it's great to have you back. This reading is going to be a little different today. I clearly received a message that someone manifested you in a powerful way, but they weren't ready for you. I'm not entirely sure what that means for whoever this message is intended, but I do want to remind you that I channel a variety of people, situations, and messages. So, take what resonates with you personally, and keep in mind that not every reading will apply to everyone, since we all have unique timelines and paths. I'm starting by shuffling the decks and hearing the word afraid. It feels like someone wanted to bring you into their life, and they succeeded in some way, but then they became afraid of something. Now, whoever I'm speaking to, when I say they manifested you, this might have been unconscious, coming from a deeper spiritual level. This is someone who, on some level, desired to attract someone like you into their life. I'm picking up on someone who is highly self-critical, and this often manifests as a drive for achievement. This could be someone who is obsessive about how they appear to others, whether it's about their physical looks, their status, how much money they have, or their position in life. They are very concerned with others' perceptions of them. But at the same time, I sense a deep loneliness in this person. They might have achieved a certain level of success or are on their way to doing so. They may even be very physically attractive or have a noticeable status in the world. Yet, beneath the surface, something feels empty. Despite the outward appearance of having it all together, this person feels hollow inside. They're grappling with their own inner struggles, even though they'd never share that with anyone. And I'm hearing that you got too close. This message seems urgent, like something their spirit guides are pushing me to share to clear up confusion. This message likely applies to only a very specific group of people. It seems like someone, most likely a masculine energy, manifested you into their life, but they weren't ready for that. Now, it doesn't have to be a man. It could just represent masculine energy, and you may be a divine feminine. Both masculine and feminine energies exist within all of us. So this could reflect something internal or an external situation. In any case, you, the person I'm speaking to, have a very high degree of empathy. Even now, despite their initial resistance, this person sees you as almost angelic. They might even question if you're real, as though you're too perfect to be true. They've idealized you, and in their mind, you've been placed on a pedestal. But the ironic part is that this person may have turned cold towards you. They may have cut you off suddenly or distanced themselves from you. For some of you, this could be a platonic relationship, but for many of you, there were romantic feelings on this person's side. Now, only you can know if you shared those feelings, but for many of you, I sense there was at least a spark of romantic interest. It can be difficult to sort out these feelings, especially when someone manifests you so intensely into their life. When this happens, the emotional pull is so strong it can be confusing, making it hard to distinguish whether it's a deep soul connection or just the powerful energy they've been sending your way. It's like they're pulling you in without realizing it. It's almost like a puppet show where someone was pulling the strings, saying and doing all the right things to make you feel a certain way. then suddenly they let go of those strings. That might be how you're feeling right now, as if someone played with your emotions, saying all the right things to pull you in, but then, just as quickly, withdrew. For many of you, this person might have been someone you weren't initially attracted to or interested in. At first, you probably weren't too invested in them, but their persistence eventually sparked some curiosity, if not romantic feelings. And just when you started to feel those emotions or began to express them, this person suddenly shifted, almost as if they dropped all the strings, leaving you confused. I know it's difficult to put this kind of energy into words, but I feel like your guides are trying to help clarify the situation because you might feel like you're going crazy. Your intuition is telling you that this person still cares and that something deeper is at play here. If you've talked to others about it, they may suggest that this person was just playing games, possibly only interested in something physical. This may not resonate with everyone, but you know better. Your intuition tells you otherwise. You're someone who is very honest with yourself, and if you truly felt like you were being played, you'd be able to acknowledge that. The reason this situation is so confusing is because you sense something deeper, something real, and it's not just your pride at play. Yes, it would hurt your pride to know you were just another plaything, but that's not what's happening here. You sense there was more, and that deeper connection is something your intuition is picking up on. It's almost like your guides are trying to send you a message here, confirming that you can trust your instincts. You can trust what your intuition knows about this person and the situation. There's a card here that shows success, which means you're on the right track. But then there's another card that says no, and this suggests that as soon as you started to respond emotionally, when you began to feel something or showed that you were interested, this person's attitude shifted. It's as if their feelings flipped from a yes to a no. They went cold suddenly, and there's a saying that goes, people can only love you as deeply as they love themselves. And this is particularly true in your case, Divine Feminine. I've shared before on my Instagram how the awakened Divine Feminine acts as a mirror, reflecting back to the masculine their own need for transformation. You don't reflect what they want to see, but who they really are at a deeper level. And if they're not ready to face that truth, they may retreat because they're not running from you. They're running from themselves. But back to this situation. I feel that this is exactly what happened with this masculine. Through your unconditional love, you reflected to them their inability to love themselves. They've never encountered someone with the kind of pure heart and energy that you have, Divine Feminine. This person doesn't expect anything in return, but simply offers love, kindness, and empathy freely, and it's deeply moving for both them and you. Even now, despite any distance or disconnect, they continue to think about you daily. It stirs up emotions within them, and as I tap into their energy, I can feel the weight of it, thinking about you, the purity of your energy, and the empathy you gave to them. It's painful for them, especially considering how they rejected that empathy. They still carry that pain, yet they remain completely silent about it when it comes to you. However, I see that something has been planted in them, a seed, if you will, that is slowly growing. This seed represents a spiritual awakening, though they aren't fully ready for it yet. Your connection sparked this change within them, And while it may seem like your love and kindness have gone unnoticed, it wasn't in vain. You planted a seed that will eventually sprout and lead them toward awakening, even if they aren't ready for it right now. Your love was a gift, and the impact of that gift will unfold in time. The work you did may not have seemed to make an immediate difference, but it's still affecting them beneath the surface. They'll remember you when they're ready. Even if you and this person haven't spoken or seen each other for a while, your spiritual connection remains. You've planted a powerful seed of change that will grow within them, and when the time comes, they'll feel compelled to reach out to you. It's part of the energy you carry. It's not always about being in sync immediately, but about affecting them on a deeper, subconscious level that eventually leads them to realize your significance in their journey. Right now, this person is quite closed off emotionally, especially when it comes to their sacral chakra, which is blocked. They tend to be very rigid and controlled, adhering to strict routines and schedules, which prevents them from truly feeling their emotions or living freely. They don't give themselves the space to connect with their inner world. However, this approach will not hold up in the long run. You already recognize this pattern in them because, in some ways, you've been there before. You may have once sought validation through external achievements, just like this person does now. But over time, you learn that true fulfillment comes from aligning with your inner self. You manifest from within, not from external sources. When this person saw this way of being in you, it was both awe-inspiring and foreign to them, like something they had never encountered before. Their first instinct was to reject it because it was so unfamiliar. But eventually, they'll come back to this idea, realizing its truth and potential for their own life. They may not be ready now, but in the future, they'll circle back to you and the wisdom you shared. I'm about to pull a few final messages from this person, but before I do, I want to take a moment to reflect on this deeper dynamic. I want to share with you one of the most powerful tools I've personally used for manifesting in my life: subliminals. Subliminals are audio meditations that include spoken affirmations aimed at the subconscious mind. These affirmations are incredibly effective because they target the subconscious, which research shows controls about 95% of our thoughts, actions, and life outcomes. By shifting what's happening in the subconscious, we can see rapid changes in our manifestations and results. I've experienced these powerful shifts in my own life, having used subliminals for years with amazing results. One subliminal I highly recommend is the Love Magnetism Subliminal. This is designed to clear energetic blockages to unconditional love stored in your chakras, helping you attract love, positive attention, and healthy relationships into your life. It's also perfect for manifesting a specific connection or relationship. Now, let's pull a few final cards to close this reading. The cards that came out are the High Priestess and the Knight of Cups reversed. This indicates that the Knight of Cups reversed, representing a masculine energy, came up against your High Priestess energy and wasn't prepared for it. What this means is that the Knight of Cups reversed is someone who tends to avoid facing their true self, often escaping from who they really are. But when they encountered you, Divine Feminine, they were forced to confront their authentic self, something they weren't ready to face. There's something about eye contact here. This person found it intense, to look into your eyes at first, which drew them in. But over time, they started to avoid looking at you because they felt so seen by you in a way that was intimidating. You may have noticed this shift in their behavior. At first, they couldn't get enough of your gaze, but then they pulled back, almost like they were trying to escape the truth you mirrored to them. This person isn't yet fully ready to face who they truly are. They need to go through significant spiritual and emotional growth. They may still be living according to an outdated version of themselves, almost like a child trying to meet others' expectations instead of their own. They will need to release this old version and embrace their true self on a deeper level. I hope this reading resonates with someone listening. If it does, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And if my energy resonates with you, please feel free to subscribe and join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious creators here on YouTube. Sending you all so much love today. Have a beautiful day, and I'll connect with you again in the next video.